Step into the heart of the Roman Empire, a world of disciplined legions marching in perfect unison, their standards glinting under a foreign sun. This was an empire at its absolute zenith, sprawling across 3 continents, and at its head stood a man unlike any other emperor before him. His name was Marcus Aurelius. Not just a ruler, but a philosopher king, the last of the legendary 5 good emperors. His reign would mark the end of an era, the final golden rays of the Pax Romana before a long, encroaching twilight. How did one man, armed with both a sword and a pen, navigate the storms that would shake the very foundations of Rome? Born into a prominent Roman family, young Marcus was destined for greatness. From an early age, he was immersed in the finest education money and influence could buy, studying rhetoric and, most importantly, Stoic philosophy. He learned to value reason, virtue, and self-control above all else. He wasn't groomed to be a tyrant, but a thoughtful, deliberate leader. Imagine the sheer scale of the world he was set to inherit. Maps of the time show an empire stretching from the misty shores of Britain to the deserts of Mesopotamia, a vibrant tapestry of cultures, languages, and peoples, all under the watchful eye of the Roman eagle. When the time came, he ascended to the throne, not alone, but with his adoptive brother, Lucius Verus, an unprecedented dual emperorship. Rome now had 2 leaders, a decision made to better manage the immense challenges that were already gathering on the horizon. And those challenges came swiftly and with brutal force. While Lucius handled conflicts in the east, Marcus faced a far more persistent threat on the northern frontier. The Marcomannic Wars were not a single conflict, but a grinding, decade-long struggle against Germanic tribes along the Danube River. Picture the scene. Marcus huddled over maps in a drafty campaign tent, planning strategies with his most trusted generals. Then the brutal reality of combat. Clashes in dense, dark forests, where the organized formations of the legions fought against the ferocious, unpredictable charges of their enemies. The soldiers endured freezing winters, scarce supplies, and the constant psychological toll of relentless warfare. This wasn't the glorious conquest of distant lands. It was a desperate fight for survival, to protect the very border of civilization as they knew it. Marcus wasn't a general who led from the rear. He was there, on the front lines, sharing the hardships with his men, his philosophical training the only shield against the despair of war. As if the endless wars weren't enough, a silent, more terrifying enemy was sweeping through the empire. The Antonine Plague, likely smallpox, arrived with returning soldiers from the east and spread like wildfire. The grand city of Rome, a bustling metropolis of over 1 million people, became a city of death. Carts piled high with bodies became a common sight. The plague decimated the population, crippled the economy, and crucially, thinned the ranks of the army. While Marcus grappled with this unprecedented public health crisis and the political intrigue that festered in the heart of the capital, he had to constantly find new recruits and new funds to keep the war machine running on the frontier. It was a crisis on every front, a test of leadership that would have broken a lesser man. Rome was bleeding from within and without, and Marcus stood in the breach, trying to hold it all together. Yet, it is in the quiet moments amidst this chaos that Marcus Aurelius's true legacy was forged. In the flickering lamplight of his military tent, surrounded by the sounds of a sleeping army and the ever-present threat of battle, he wrote, "Not for an audience, not for publication, but for himself." He penned his private thoughts, his struggles, his philosophical reflections. These writings, which we now know as meditations, offer an intimate window into the mind of a man grappling with immense power, duty, and his own mortality. He sought not fame or glory, but tranquility of the soul in a world of turmoil. As the sun finally set on his reign and his life, it also set on the golden age of Rome. The image of the Roman eagle standard, silhouetted against a dying light, perfectly symbolizes the end of this remarkable era. The philosopher king was gone, and the long decline had begun. Thank you for joining us on this journey back to ancient Rome. If you found the story of the lost great emperor compelling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from history. We'll see you next time.